It is about realizing that we cannot continue on with these convoluted orders, not understanding truly what are the goals and objectives that we have our men and women over there in these combat operations for. It's about simply 5 things. You find the enemy. You fix them in position where they cannot maneuver. You engage them, you destroy them, and you pursue them. Amen. And until we have combat leaders that can go and articulate that, we will continue to have young men that go out and they don't understand their mission. They don't understand what they're being told to do. But even worse, you have leaders that will not step up and take responsibility for giving them misinformation or bad guidance or bad objectives. It also comes down to this. You can't have political correctness on the battlefield. You cannot sacrifice our young men and women for political correctness. You know, this past week, John Walker Lynn had the ACLU file a petition for him because they felt his rights were being violated because he did not have the opportunity to go with his prayer rug and pray with other Muslim prisoners. Well, let me tell you something about John Walker Lynn. He probably should have been hung. Because here's an American that took up arms against American soldiers. That, from what I understand, is called treason. That, from what I understand, is a traitor. But out of the benevolence of who we are, we did allow him to keep his life. But I really don't care what happens to John Walker Lynn in prison. Because as you just heard, we have our own men and women in confinement, solitary confinement. But yet we have the ACLU concerned about what's going on with John Walker Lynn. We have the ACLU and all of these other groups going down to Gitmo and making sure that these guys get gourmet meals and have their opportunity to go out and enjoy the Cuban sunshine and the nice sea breezes. How many times have you seen the ACLU or any of these other groups to go and make sure that the men and women that we're imprisoning here in Leavenworth, these 10 individuals, are protected and taken care of? There is something upside down in this country right now. When you hear about the fact, the underwear bomber, where is he sitting? He's sitting, living it up in some American prison, waiting for his day in court. When you hear about the gentleman, the Somali pirate, how many people remember the Somali pirate? He's sitting somewhere waiting for his day in court. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the mastermind of the United States ship coal disaster. This administration, this Department of Justice decided they were not going to bring him to trial. But how long did it take before we brought these 10 warriors to trial? How long did it take before we put them in prison? But yet, what are we doing with the enemy? I don't care what anyone says. You can show this enemy all the love, benevolence. You can bring Oprah Winfrey out. She can give them all the hugs that they want, but they are still going to hate us. Yeah. And how is it that we live in a country where we think that people that are not Americans, people that have tried to kill Americans, all of a sudden are deserving of constitutional rights, where our 10 men and women, our 10 soldiers rather, are sitting there being denied of their constitutional rights? There's something upside down in the United States of America. How is it that we have allowed military JAG officers to take over prosecution of combat operations? The fact now that combat commanders have to get approval from JAG officers before they go into an operation. How is it that we know some of the things that these JAG officers have done, such as withholding exculpatory evidence, and many of the other heinous issues, if you go back and study these 10 cases? This is wrong. And you know what is the most wrong about it? When you go back and you read that book, Lone Survivor, our soldiers, our sailors, our airmen, our Marines, our combat warriors are more afraid of JAG officers than they are of the enemy. And the JAG officers know that. And these are JAG officers that I think one simple thing should be done. Before you prosecute an American warrior, you walk a patrol. You get out there in those hills. You get on those alleys. I'm sick and tired of people that graduate from law schools. They get a uniform put on them. They get the bars or the Oakleys of an officer, and they have yet to have been out there with our combat soldiers. There's something upside down in the United States of America. But the last and most important thing, there is irresponsible leadership in this country. It is not the fault of those 10 men that they're sitting there. It's the fault of irresponsible leaders. It's the fault of irresponsible leaders that won't stand up for their men and take responsibility and say, do not punish my men. You punish me because they're under my command and they acted under my orders. It's the irresponsibility of leaders that don't understand that their positions are there because they're supposed to serve those men and women beneath them. Not serve the political gods, and I say God with a little g, of this country. I am sick and tired of the star level officers. I am sick and tired of the politicians that are sending our men and women into these tough situations, and they have no culpability. They have no responsibility. They can sit and they can play golf at their country clubs. They can enjoy their nice, five-star hotel visits and all these nice meals and all these nice things and titles because of the men and women who get out there and enable them to have those things. It hurt me to no end today when people came up to me and said, we have tried to take this issue to our congressmen, to our representatives. And I know Vicky Behena has taken it to a U.S. senator. And they said nothing. And they did nothing. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you allow these same individuals to quote-unquote call themselves leaders of our country, then it's your fault. Because you've got to change this. You've got to make sure that this representative democracy hears your voice. And this is why you must answer the call to action. This past week, the president said that we are ending combat operations in Iraq. Well, I don't know if he consulted the enemy on that. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the beginning. Because we will not allow these 10 men to be forgotten. We will not allow these 10 men to sit over there and rot away while people, politicians and generals go around and pat themselves on the back and talk about how great a job they've done. We are going to free these men, and we're going to do it with your voice. I need you to call your congressman, call your senator, call the Secretary of the Army, McHugh, call the Chief of Staff of the Army, Casey, call the Secretary of Defense, Gates, call the President of the United States. We have got to have men and women that understand what it's like to be on the opposite end of an AK-47, an RPG. We have got to have men and women that know what it's like to be cold, tired, and scared, but still know one thing. The American people are dependent upon you to go out there and accomplish a mission. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to close by saying this. I sat back there and listened to all these great mothers. And when I sat with Vicky Behena down in South Florida, I told her one thing. You've got my life, my blood, and my commitment. Because back in the days of Sparta, when the young Spartan men went off to war, the Spartan women handed them their shield, their mothers. And they said this very simple thing. Come back carrying your shield, or come back being carried upon it. That's what these women have said to those men. These women did not say, come back in shackles. These women did not say, come back in shame. These women did not say, come back as a criminal, come back being accused as a murderer. These women said, I love you. Take this shield of honor. And as many generations before you, stand in the ranks as a warrior. Lock your shields with others and defend this great constitutional republic. Vicky and all the mothers out there, this Spartan will make sure that your sons will come home carrying that shield with their honor, with their integrity, and their character intact. God bless you all. God bless those 10 men. And God bless these United States of America. Thank you so much.